We have a quorum. We're not going to be reviewing any minutes, so let's get into the two items that are public hearings. First one is resolution number 350, public hearing on proposed local law number D. This is the reusable shopping bag law. Joanne, do you want to make any comments?
No, let's have another public hearing. The bill's been changed a bit, so it'd be nice to hear from the public.
Okay, any questions?
Joanne, is there any chance of the fee not being imposed on people?
Well, the whole purpose of the bill is to do the fee, because that is the extent to which the county can make change. The plastic bag ban is now state law, goes into effect in March 2020. The option the county has is to do a fee. And so the bill's been rewritten to institute a 5-cent fee, which is kind of the parameters of what the state legislation offers.
Is the state thing got the fee on it too?
No, the state did not include a fee. So essentially, the state, in my view, kind of did half the job and passed a bag ban, but then sort of passes on to counties and municipalities the option of doing a fee. A fee will prevent, in my opinion, a new pollution problem from arising, and it also honestly helps the stores out, because right now there's a fee that stores will have to absorb, the cost of a paper bag. So without a fee, the stores have to absorb that cost.
So our county of Albany would be a fee if we passed this.
Yes.
The Rensselaer County wouldn't have a fee.
Not yet. Maybe we'll see some change. They're doing some interesting things across the river.
So right now, we're the only one with a fee, even though the state didn't do it.
Right now, I would suspect, and I know other counties, Dutchess County passed a fee, Long Island, Ulster, so.
Why do we have to have a fee? Can't we just do it without a fee?
No, we don't have to have a fee. That's the question.
Yeah, it's an option.
It's an option. And again, and we'll hear this in the public hearing, I mean, what the state law has done is they banned plastic bags with no fee. So what that means is right now, a plastic bag costs a store like 2 cents. A paper bag, which they're now forced to use as of 2020 March, costs them like 7 cents. So the stores are now having to absorb the higher cost of a paper bag. And many environmentalists, including myself, believe now we've created a new landfill and pollution problem that is equally, environmentally unwise, and by essentially pushing the pollution to a paper problem and a paper production problem.
So in other words, if we go along with that, we get another problem with the paper bag. But then the paper bag fee is being paid by the consumer.
Yes.
So we're letting the owners off the hook as far as cost of the cost.
Well, I think, and we can get into this in the public hearing, but I mean, the idea is that you're trying to train people not to purchase a bag. And by having a fee, people will think twice about whether they grab their bags in the trunk of their car or not. It's going to take a little time. Without a fee, there's no incentive for consumers to sort of second guess themselves every time they go to the store. And it's also a cost on the store to have to pay for the paper bag.
So actually, you want to get rid of the paper bag, the plastic bag, and the paper bag.
Yeah, we want to get rid of all bags and use reusables.
Recall
And-
Diana Wright's testimony where she said, reduce, reuse, recycle. So instead of just having in this case, even some of it ends up in the landfill, but what we're doing with the fee is encouraging reuse.
Right.
So that's the highest priority of the R's. And the data from other places where they've done this kind of measure is when you have the fee and not just the ban, you encourage more reuse and less use of the paper bag. So that's less cost for the stores. In fact, some stores, and I've already noticed this start to happen at most of the grocery stores that I go to, they're starting to sell reusable bags. So the marketplace, is kind of moving in that direction. They're making the bags available. One of the issues that we can look at, and we'll probably hear testimony about, is do we provide any bags as the county, or do the stores provide any bags to target populations to help them implement
I
that?
understand the arguments, I just don't understand why the state themselves didn't put a fee on it.
A lot of people wanted the state to. Can I just say one other thing, and you'll hear this during the testimony? This language I circulated to the stores, many of the chains, Price Chopper, the convenience store folks who've been very, vocal here, and they all like the language because they don't want to get stuck with paying for a paper bag. So they actually support this language.
I was in Woodbury about 2 weeks ago. Went into the Disney store to buy a few items for my grandchildren. And no bag, they charge you for a bag, $2. So that's gonna start to happen. That's gonna start to happen.
Yeah, that's what
And
that
that's
happens
even a
in
bigger
Europe.
problem.
It's a Disney bag.
I got a
No,
question.
well, regardless of who.
I know,
You
Frank,
could be
it was a
Price
Disney
Chopper
bag.
Disney.
You know,
It's got Mickey on it.
didn't even have Mickey on it, I don't think.
Yep.
I read the legislation a couple times, and I particularly don't care what Price Chopper has to do in their bottom line. I'm more concerned about my constituents, and it's particularly elderly constituents who have to pay a nickel to have a bag every time they go shopping. So I would, rather than taxing them to death, enforcing them to submission, is to give them incentive. Have the stores give them incentives. Instead of giving me 3 cents when I use my own bag, give me 25 cents. That'll encourage me to bring my own bag, and it's not gonna tax the heck out of the poor and most needy of Albany County. I asked council to look into that. We may not be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
not
we can do
sure
that.
if the law allows, other than opting in and opting out, if we can request, or we can do a local law to incentivize Price Chopper and Hannaford and ShopRite to give their customers a 25 cents or 20 cents or whatever rebate for bringing in the reusable bags. I
Well, you know,
prefer to do it
I
that way.
mean, yeah, I'm not sure what council's gonna say
Well,
about
we'll
that.
find out, but this is a
But
public
let
hearing,
me just
which I
make the
support.
point. This is
you know.
one case where I think Price Chopper, given their history, they're interested in this approach.
But they are.
And, you know, they might, what we might find is different stores take different approaches to incentivize customers to come to them.
Oh, we would never, I'd rather have a uniform policy, another than that one store in Coles or one in Albany. Maybe to get a store in minority areas like Delray Ave, where they might be charging, and Slingerlands, they may not. So I'd rather have a whole policy set by the county. We'll see, we may not be, I say I have no problem with it.
Well,
That's
it's
the only
also,
problem.
I guess I would also just push back a little by saying, this isn't a tax, it's an optional tax. There's no taxes I know that are purely optional. This is one, and you can avoid the tax by bringing a bag. That's all you have to do. The other thing, and this is anecdotal, but the other thing I would say, and I've talked to a lot of retailers, and I'll tell you right now, they are looking at this as an opportunity for marketing. You're gonna see a lot of the grocery stores chains who are gonna be giving away bags or having the reusables at a very, very low cost because they're gonna try to bring you in as a Price Chopper.
That's all great, but then
Yeah.
don't charge me the nickel. That's all I'm saying.
It's not a
They're
nickel,
gonna do all
it's
that
not a
stuff.
nickel, Gary,
Well, that's
You
what
don't-
this
you-
law is, a nickel.
per bag.
Yeah, per
Look
bag,
at those
right.
carts go out of Price
Right,
Chopper.
absolutely.
Right, so bring a bag, you don't have to
10
bring a
bags,
nickel.
15
You
bags.
just got, bring it back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we ought to curtail this discussion. This is a discussion
public
better held in
hearing.
committee. What we're talking about now is just the public hearing, and it would behoove all of us to hear those comments before we have this discussion. So I make a motion to move this out of committee.
Second, sure.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Vote to public hearing, no.
Hold on.
They're done.
Okay. Okay, now, the item 2, resolution number 352, public hearing on proposed local law number F. This is the local law to require Albany County restaurants and eating establishments to provide straws and plastic cutlery only upon request. Again, this public hearing,
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I own a restaurant, the waitress comes up, and she says, she can't say, do you want a straw, or do I gotta ask for a straw?
No, she can ask
She
you.
can ask you.
Yeah.
So I don't have to, if I don't ask for a straw, then I'm not gonna get a straw. But the
Right.
waitress can come up and say, do you want a straw?
She can say, would you like a straw?
Okay.
Nobody's, yeah. The only other thing I would add about this is I also took note of the public hearing comments and modified the language based on some of the comments that came from lots of different pockets, including the retailers, restaurants and so forth.
Any other questions? Yep.
Yeah, I'm in favor of it. Doing talking with some of my constituents and visiting different restaurants through the drive-through, more of them are asking about, so I'd like to be added as a sponsor.
Thank you.
I'll go on as sponsor too.
Okay. Any more substantive questions about the public hearing? If not, let's have a vote.
When's the public hearing gonna be?
September 24th.
September 24th.
Yeah.
Both of these are
15th.
September 24th. Yep. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion adjourned.
Unanimous. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second? Adjourn.